Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. As Mike's Talks and Thoughts here, back again today with another characters tier list. And today we have Narcos here. Now, Narcos here was a show that I recently finished in 2022 and been looking to go back over the characters tier list here. So, found this one on Tier Maker here, and we're just going to go through some of these characters and I'm going to give my thoughts on them. Definitely let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section on the characters from Narcos if you've seen the series. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started here. So starting out here, we have Gotcha here, man, and he was someone who, of course, was very prominent in the first season with Pablo Escobar, and he is involved in this shootout that is like probably my favorite episode or one of my favorites from season 1 here. For me, though, I'm just gonna put him in the B tier. Solid character, but not much else going on. This guy here, I'm going to be dead honest with you guys. I was looking up this guy. I could not remember who he was. I remember the face, but I can't remember his name. I'm just going to put him in D tier. Very forgettable character. I think he's works with the government and is like kind of in charge of like Pena and Murphy here, but very forgettable character. If you guys let me know in the comment section below. Next here we have Connie. This is Murphy's wife in the show. I'm gonna put her in the C tier. You know, she gets on Murphy a lot on the show, and it can be annoying at points, but she definitely has her reasonings. Next here, Blackie here, one of my favorites from Pablo's crew here. I'm gonna put him in B tier. He is a very solid character here, and a lot of cool moments, especially from season 1. Next here we have Elisa. This is sort of the PI that Javier is with. She's not really in a lot of episodes, so I'm just going to put her in the C tier. She's very average, in my opinion. Next, La Kika here, man. La Kika was a really, really big villain, especially for Pablo. I mean, he was probably in the top 3, someone who sticked around for a while, and, I think he has a really great job in that villain role. I'm going to put him in the A tier. A little solid character here. Definitely one of my favorites from Pablo's crew. And the same goes for Poison as well. Another one that I think was a standout from Pablo's crew. One of my favorites. I'm going to put him in the A tier as well. Now here we have Maritza. This is Limon's, this girl that he sort of employs for Pablo, and she kind of gets mixed up in all this chaos and tragedy, but overall she was just an average character here. Next to Gustavo, this is actually Pablo's brother, I believe, in the show, his partner here, and he was very, very crucial to the show, but for me, I thought he was like maybe a little bit above average, nothing too crazy to his character, crazy way, that him and Pablo have this relationship here, and it breaks heart Pablo so much after seeing what happens with Gustavo here, but I thought he was a solid character. B tier. Limon here, man. I'm going to put Limon in A tier just because he felt like someone who you didn't know what was going to do next. Like, he was someone who was on the edge, was like, would he go with his brother, who is La Kika here, and help Pablo out, or will he get out of the game? And it was always this back and forth with him, and then him trying to remain loyal to Pablo here, especially towards the end of Pablo's run. Really interesting. He was very interesting of a character to me. Fernando here, Fernando Duque. He is like the lawyer for Pablo. He was all right. He gets a little bit tangled up with the Los Pepes here. He was an all right character, and pretty average, but I would give him that slightly above average just because he's in a lot of important scenes here. Next up here we have the character Bill, of course played by Eric Lang. You might recognize him from Victorious. That's a little bit off topic here, but in this show here he sort of plays someone who works with the government here. Kind of keeps tabs with Pena here. I'm gonna just put him in C tier. Very average character in this show. Doesn't really do too much, but no one who takes away from the series. the Castano brothers now. Of course, this is a group that is very rebellious and, kind of goes off on their own. I believe that they join Los Pepes as well. This little group that kind of looks to take down Pablo. I'm going to put them in B tier. I think they're very interesting here and add some extra depth into Los Pepes and the show here. Next, here we have Tata Escobar. This is Pablo's wife, of course. And I think that she has an interesting arc in the show, but overall, she's not too great, but I don't think she's that bad either. She has her reasons for worrying here, and I definitely see why. But I personally, think she is an alright character. I'm going to just put her in the B tier, kind of on that neutral but a little bit above average tier, just because she is so important to Pablo in the show and has a lot of crazy scenes, especially with Pablo later on with Pablo's empire here. First here for our first S tier character, Javier Pena. He is actually the only character who appears in every single episode of Narcos here. He, of course, the first 2 seasons follow Pablo Escobar and then the Cali Cartel for season 3, and he is one that transitions over to the Cali Cartel, or tracking them down. So he's an S tier character. Pedro Pascal is one of my favorite actors. I absolutely love him in Game of Thrones, and I'm looking forward to The Last of Us with him. So he's a great character here. Judy Moncada is F tier. I fucking couldn't stand this bitch, man. She gets all pissy and moany about her husband, which, I mean, I guess is justified, but she just tries too much to act like she's the shit, and she is just fucking not. Like, she is just not cool at all. Didn't really like her that much. Next here, another S tier character in Carrillo here. This is like the head or one of the big name players for the police side, and he just has a crazy arc, and another one of these very interesting and complex characters. I love my complex characters, so I had to put him on this list here. Another one here from the government side of, works with Cesar, and not really that memorable as well, so I'm going to put him in the D tier. I believe these are 2 members from the Cali Cartel. Can't remember their names specifically. I know I mentioned earlier the one guy, but I couldn't really get their names, but I remember vividly seeing them. C tier here. Cesar Guevara here, or Guevara. This is the Colombian president here, and this guy is just has a lot of fuck ups, man. He's an all great character, but I wasn't that crazy about him. I'm gonna put him in the C tier. He's okay. I think they could have done better with him, but they're doing a lot of great job of trying to tell the events how they happened, and this dude is just so incompetent and cannot hold the country together. Stephen Murphy here, who is of course Javier Pena's partner. I'm going to put him in the S tier, one of my favorites here from the show. Him and Pena have the best duo dynamic on the show. I think they are awesome together and definitely deserve to be in the S tier. As well as the star of the show and my favorite character, I think of most people's, Pablo Escobar here. The story really revolves around him. He is so awesome. I love the actor who portrays Pablo. He is just so great. A lot of great menacing scenes, and I think they just did a really great job of casting Pablo and showing Pablo's life at the time of his empire being the largest ever. So I loved Pablo in the show. My favorite character from the show. Him and Pena are probably my top 2 here, and definitely worthy of S tier. Next here we have Pablo's mother here, and I'm going to put her in the C tier. She does something in the show that really fucks everything up for Pablo and his empire. And, when she's told to stay at the house and goes off, and it really causes this whole downward spiral for Pablo. Definitely a big cause there. She's all right, she supports Pablo, but she just fucks up a lot of shit. Gilberto Rodriguez, and I'm really shocked here that Miguel is not on this list as well, because Miguel and Humberto were crazy with the Cali cartel. Uh, for me, I'm going to definitely put him in the A tier here. I think he was a really great villain. He's even bordering on S tier. I really think that he was great and did a lot of great work, especially in season 3. But he also has parts sprinkled in earlier on in the show, which is really great. When even like when the Pablo timeline is still going on. So yeah, he is very interesting to see on the show here. Next here we have Valeria Velez. This is the person who does the reporting here. She's the news anchor, and I think she has that little thing with Pablo going on. She's cool and all, but very neutral in my opinion as well. Don Berna here. I loved him. I thought he was hilarious. Definitely A tier. Definitely preferred him in the group over, of course, Judy Moncada. I couldn't stand her, and he is great. Awesome. And finally here, Trillo. Again, someone with the police side of the story, but he's solid. You know, he has his moments here. I'm going to put him in the B tier. So yeah, that's going to do it for the Narcos characters tier list here. I'm shocked that Salcedo wasn't on this list. He would probably be someone I would also put in S tier. He's someone who takes precedent in season 3 here. But for the characters that we have, I think this is a very solid ranking here, and I would like to see your thoughts down in the comment section below. Definitely apologize again. I butchered some of these names. I'm not really good with my Spanish here, but I try and do my best. So let me know what you think of Narcos, one of my personal favorite shows of all time here. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this character's tier list. Take care and peace out.